Вітаю, моя українські друзі. Мене звати Stefan Junge. I'm professor at the BHT, the Berlin School of Technologies. We have a quite long-term cooperation with the department of Mr. Gava and his team. 2019, the cooperation agreement has started, which was signed by both presidents. First, it started with a visit with myself and a former colleague. We went to Nuft and had the first discussion with the colleagues, and this was the first time I was seeing the study program for bachelor and master degrees of Nuft, and I was asked what I would think about this. So I followed the development of the studies since 6 years. In the same year, a delegation of Nuft professors came to Berlin and got an impression how our facility looks like. And this is when we agreed we would like to enhance our cooperation because we see a very good level of disciplines where we can cooperate. So there we agreed to start an exchange program. Unfortunately, with Corona, things were delayed. But anyhow, in 21, we were possible to come to Kiev, and we visited with a few amount of students of Nuft students, the production plant of Uka Plastic, and we saw the laboratories of Nuft again, and we got a nice demonstration of the facilities in the design room and the mechatronics lab. Since then on, we had a very regular exchange. So, for example, one student of Nuft went to the Dow campus for half a year to work on a very interesting project. And in parallel, always, I guess, between 5 and 8 students from Nuft were invited to come to Germany and to join different programs and internships. These internships consist of 1 week's courses of paper making in Finland, for example. Then we have the Paper Technology Center in Germany, where we have lectures and laboratory work where students were joining and were doing successful tests at the end. And just recently, in the last year, in December, we had a new excursion. So we visited 5 different packaging production sites in Germany. So during the year, we have 2 options for students exchange, one in spring, one in summer, and one in autumn. So with this knowledge, I learned many students from Nuft, some from the mechatronics department, mechanical engineering, from packaging technology, and more from the print and media department. It was always a mixed team of Nuft students joining, so I had the possibility to talk to them and to recognize what their knowledge is. So when I now was asked for the reaccreditation process of Nuft, I had a look into the curriculum and I saw the improvement. First of all, I like very much the name. It's very smart, packaging, design and production and printing. We learned from our students design is still the most attractive word, which will attract, I think, also in the future a lot of students, because packaging, often people don't know exactly what this is about, but with the combination of design, it's very attractive. And of course, the focus on hands-on and a real scientific and academic approach, the production part, is also important in the name. So I think the 2 names you have chosen are very valuable and would attract students. Then also the amount of studies. The students in the bachelor studies can do 240 credits. This is more than enough. Many universities in Western Europe, the bachelor studies are 180 credits or 210 credits, so 3 or 3.5 years. So with your 240 credits, your students will have a very good base. If they would like maybe to continue their studies with master studies during this Bologna process, it would be very easy that their bachelor is good enough to enter directly into any basically master which would continue their studies. And maybe they have even the chance that 30 or 60 credits can be taken into the master studies, so that they would have a very reduced master studies in another university. So from this point of view, also very good for the students. Then in your description, I'd like very much the chapter where you were concentrating on the competence-based, so that you are not talking only what you will teach, but what is the aim, what competence would you like to give the students with each of the subjects. This is very modern. This is what Bologna is asking for more and more. So well done. So then three more good points which I really like is the online possibilities which you still offer. Then the general studies, so that the students can choose some of their subjects, which makes it more interesting, so that not everything is obligatory, so that they have a choice to pick from. I counted at least 12 plus 3 credits, which is, I think, very nice. Then, yes, the last, again, good point, really the academic level of NUFT, I think is very good, because you're a university where also your students can do a PhD afterwards, especially in this field of print and media and packaging design. In Western Europe, I think there is not a single university who offers this. So this is quite a good, unique selling proposition of NUFT, which can be maybe enhanced in the future even more, that also in the future maybe students from Western countries come to Ukraine and could do their PhD there. This would be very attractive. Now coming to two more critical comments or areas of improvement, put it this way. For me, 2.2, the flowchart, the overview, for me it was a little bit difficult to follow. Maybe it was due to the translation from the Cyrillic process, but this was not so easy for me. So if I were a student, I would have probably lost in this small flowchart. And another area which you might think of, I found only module number 2 with 3 credits, the English. As I saw on these excursions, the English level of the students which have been selected for the exchange, the English level was very good. But I heard that your professors, especially Natalia Kulik, they always have problems to find students with a good level of English, and she has to do a lot of work to prepare them. So maybe English really is important and gets even more important in the future. So English should have a focus. Maybe you do not have to do dedicated English courses, but maybe in the regular curriculum you could have some exercises or some homeworks which could be done in English, so that the students are forced to use the English skills a little bit more often. These were my recommendations. Just to let you know, our cooperation, we are planning to increase even further. At the moment, we're in the process of applying for a DAAD project with a lot of funding money. And in this frame, we could increase the exchange of students, of course, first in the first phase, that more Ukrainians could come to Germany, which are funded with some money for their travel expenses. Then we could also host some doctorate students, PhD students in our facilities, and hope that war will come to an end. And then, of course, we can travel with students to Nuft and visit your nice laboratories, the mechatronics labs, for example, also the design facilities I like very much. And of course, to see your Ukrainian suppliers. All this is in the pipeline, so we are ready for this. So we take great benefits out of the knowledge and the skills of the professor of NUFTS and the students. And for us, it's a very big plus, this cooperation. We are very happy that we have this. So if you have further questions, I think Natalia Kulik still have a presentation where she could go through the key highlights which have happened during the last 6 years. And all the best. Do pobачення. Bye bye. Пока-пока.